Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Steven here and welcome back to another Android TV box review, and today we're going to have a look at the Tronsmart Orion R68 from geekbuying.com. Now geekbuying.com has now some really big promotion. You can get this one here very cheap, so it's around $100, and yeah, very cheap. Now the price is definitely okay because this is the first 64-bit Android TV box which comes with Android Lollipop straight out of the box. We know that Tronsmart is a good company, so all the products are on the top list of Android TV boxes, and today, yeah, I want to show you the Orion R68. So let's get directly started. As always, don't forget the link down below in the description if you're interested. And now let's go and let's have a look at the specs. And there we go. Here on the back side of the package you can see the specs, and it's an octa-core box. Not only the GPU, so it also comes with an octa-core CPU. It's based on the Cortex A53 and it's the Rockchip RK3368 chipset. The GPU integrated, it's the PowerVR 6110, very powerful. Then I think there are different versions like the Pro and the normal version. I think I've got the 2GB, 16GB version, so 2GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage. But just make sure before you purchase this box that you get the correct version, so the one you need. The cool thing is that it comes with HDMI 2.0, so this supports everything 2160p, then 4K, 2K, so whatever you want, different audio formats. It comes with Kodi pre-installed, so the old XBMC, it's now Kodi, but I think everybody knows that already. Then it also comes with 10, 100 and 1000 Mbit Ethernet. I'm not sure if there's an Ethernet port, it says here optional. Let's see what we get when we open up the package. The power adapter 5 volts 2 amps equals 10 watts, so very low power consumption, adapter included. It comes with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and it's dual band Wi-Fi, that means 2.4 and 5 GHz. Doesn't say it here on the package, but it should be. It comes with a remote control, yeah, Ethernet jack, blah blah blah, power button, and it runs Android 5.1 straight out of the box, and also Tronsmart provides regularly OTAs, which is a good thing. Okay, then now let's go and let's open up the package. Oh yeah, so there we go now. Here comes the box, Tronsmart. Let's open it up and let's see what we have got inside. First of all, here at the top we have the Android TV box, and let's get it out of the box. Very lightweight, and let's see what we have here in the back. If it's really the Tronsmart, oh yes, here it is. And wow, it's a very lightweight. This feels like 100 grams or something like that. So the design looks really nice. I think I've already seen that. So we know that design here, Tronsmart here. Then let's remove all those things in here. Then here we have a quick starter guide. Okay, so let's have a look at that. I think there's no big user manual included, so just a quick starter guide. Basically tells you everything you need to know, and the installation is actually really easy. We'll show you that. And comes only in English. Then what have we got here? Okay, that seems to be the remote control. And let's get it off the back. I hate unboxing stuff, I'm so bad at that. Alright, and here it is. Looks good so far. We'll just have a look at the remote in a second, but seems to be, yeah, just a basic remote control, nothing else. Doesn't look so nice. Then what do we have here? USB cable and HDMI, I think. Alright, so that's the OTG cable. As you can see, we have here an adapter cable from micro USB to a USB 2.0 port. And what do we have here? Probably a gold-plated HDMI cable, like with every Android TV box. And there we go. Alright, so that looks good. Around a meter long and gold-plated. Yes, baby. Okay, last but not least, we have the DC adapter, so the power adapter, and let's see how that looks like. Alright, that is good. It comes with the correct power socket connector for my country, but that is an adapter if I'm right. Alright, yeah, it is, as you can see. So that's the American, so international one, and here we have the adapter for the power socket connector for my country. Alright, DC in check right over here. Charger looks pretty good. Output, it's 5 volts 2 amps, so 10 watts. Pretty heavy, nice looking cable, so far it's looking good. Okay, then let's have a quick look at the accessories and the TV box, and then let's hook it up to my 4K monitor. The design of the box is very simple, so here you can see Tronsmart logo here at the top, glossy, then here's a matte finish, and it's looking pretty good. The design reminds me a lot of the Ricoh Magic MK68, which is also coming up, so basically it's almost the same device. They're now bringing out Android 5.1 devices, but the Tronsmart so far looks to me like a really nice product, and now let's go and let's have a look at some details. Now that's the bottom side of the Tronsmart. As you can see, it says here it's the Orion R68 Meta version. There's also a Pro version, and you can find the difference on tronsmart.com. We'll leave you the link down below in the description. Here the ratings and the lot number, and well, there are no ventilation holes at the bottom, so you can just put it on your Xbox, console, whatever you want to, so you don't need to worry about the bottom side. So no stands, it's just flat. Just place it anywhere you like to. Yeah, the whole case, it feels a bit cheap, so you notice that it's just some plastic case and it's very lightweight. Oh yeah, now let's have a look at the right side of the frame of the Tronsmart. And first of all, the design, you see it's glossy black, so fingerprint magnet, you can see a lot of dust on there. And let's have a look at the ports now. First of all, the USB OTG port. Now in order to use it, so to connect something, you should use that adapter cable, which is included, as I've told you before. Then left from that, we have two normal USB ports, so 2.0. And here we have an SD card reader, so you can extend the internal memory by using SD cards, big SD cards, micro SD cards, but you have to use an adapter which is not included. 64 gigs, not a problem at all. For 128, well, I cannot test it here right now. Okay, then here you can see ventilation holes, so this is just that the hot air can go out. Because it's a fanless Android TV box, that means it's completely quiet and it needs such ventilation holes, slots or whatever to get the hot air out of the device. Then here's a quick look at the back side of the Tronsmart, and here you have some more ports. First of all, let's get started here at the right side, and here we have a little hole. So that's the reset switch. If the device hangs up, just grab a pin or needle, go in there and press the button, and then you can reset the device. Alright, then here we have the optical audio out, then here we have the Ethernet port, so 10, 1 gigabit, and here we have the HDMI output. Pretty cool because the shielding, you see it's gold plated, that looks really nice. Good quality. Here's some more ventilation holes, so slots. Then here another USB port. Here the DC in jack. And yeah, here we have the power button to turn the device on or off. And you see it's still glossy, so yeah, you will see a lot of dust on there after you use it for a week or two. Okay, then let's have a look at the next side. The front side of the Tronsmart is very simple, so you see that glossy design here looks really good, but there's nothing except of an LED and the IR receiver. You will see the LED when it lights up when we turn on the device, and yeah, that's basically it. So we had a look at the frame, you see there's nothing, that's the back side, and here on the side you have the SD card reader and some USB ports. But so far some nice looking design, and this device is very lightweight, so it's not some heavy brick, and that's also pretty good. Now here's a closer look at the basic remote control which is included. So IR remote control, as you can see, doesn't look really fancy. We just have a couple of buttons like volume down, volume up, back button, menu button, here the D-pad, OK button. Here you can switch to cursor mode, so basically then you get a cursor on the screen and you can control it here with the pad. Here the home button, and here you can switch the TV box off. So absolutely nothing special. If you really want to get a good experience controlling the Tronsmart, then order some Chinese gyroscope mouse or maybe something with a touchpad or whatever. So there are many cool remote controls, and they always work over 2.4 GHz, and they have a receiver. You just plug it into the USB port of your TV box and there you go. So this works with the IR receiver of the Tronsmart. Yeah, you see it's really basic, so absolutely nothing special. Then here we have the battery case, fits AAA batteries, 2 pieces. Well, that's basically it, so that's the remote control. Battery lifetime so far, just used it a bit, seems to be okay, but as I've said, for a real good experience, get yourself a gyroscope mouse. That's something like on a Wii console, way better experience than with the normal remote control. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the Tronsmart R68 is connected to my Samsung 4K monitor, and there are a lot of peripherals connected to the Tronsmart. First of all, gaming mouse, the keyboard is connected, the remote control, and PlayStation 4 controller, which works perfectly well by just connecting it over the cable. If you want to use Bluetooth, you have to buy some application. You can find it on the Google Play Store. It's the 6-axis controller application. But in order to use the PlayStation 4 controller with that application, the box needs root access, and how to root it you can find several tutorials in the Tronsmart forum. Alright guys, you see the LED is on, so it lights up in blue. That means the box is up and running. Regarding a 2.5-inch external hard drive with one USB connector, it's not working for me, so the USB ports are not that powerful, no USB 3.0. But if you have an external hard drive with two USB connectors or external power source, this shouldn't be a problem at all. OTG is connected, so basically we're using OTG with the PlayStation 4 controller. I can confirm it works perfectly nice. Yeah, we are using HDMI, it's connected to the 4K monitor, 4K output resolution. And now I would say, let's jump into Android, maybe let's try the remote control and let's have a look on how the baby here performs. So guys, we're now here in Android 5.1.1 on the Tronsmart R68, and as you can see, this is very basic, absolutely not customized. That's pretty good because you can customize it on your own, and I think most of you guys know how to do that, actually really easy. You can download new launchers from the Google Play Store, you can change the keyboards. If you're into that, you can also mod the ROM, so it's very basic and I think that's a good thing. So you see, it looks like Android 5.1 on your smartphone. And here we have the menu, as you can see. First of all, I would suggest let's go to the settings, let's see what we can find here. And here we have about the device. So here we can confirm that it is Android version 5.1.1, so the latest version you can get on the TV boxes right now. And there we go, so here comes the Lollipop Easter egg, and I hate this fucking game so much, but on the computer it's way easier than on the smartphone for some reason. But I failed too. Alright, so we can confirm this is Android Lollipop latest version, looking very good so far. We have your system update. Currently the servers are down, my internet connection is working. When the servers are up again, I will probably get, your system is up to date. Regarding Tronsmart, big company, they had some nice devices in the past, so you can be sure that there are updates. But for now, you have 5.1.1 and it's absolutely not buggy. So there was just one crash where it rebooted. That was while I was downloading all the applications, so all at once, and something messed up in the Play Store and it did reboot. But only one reboot so far, and I've tested this device in over a couple of days, so I think this is really good. Okay, so the ROM is stable, then let's have a look at Wi-Fi. I am absolutely satisfied with Wi-Fi. It supports dual band Wi-Fi, so 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. At home I'm just using the 2.4 GHz band. You see we get a link speed of 72 Mbits, and there's no external Wi-Fi antenna, so usually the Wi-Fi is crappy. But on the Tronsmart it's completely okay. Router's in the next room, getting here a good signal, and if you're not in the house without any repeaters and you want to get Wi-Fi on all floors, then you shouldn't have a problem with the Tronsmart Wi-Fi. So far I'm happy with that, even though there's no external huge antenna with 10 decibels or whatever. Alright, and here we have Bluetooth. It's currently on. I tried it with my PlayStation 4 controller, wasn't working because the box needs root access for that, for the 6-axis app, but other Bluetooth controllers, they worked without a problem. Then data usage, so the usual stuff, nobody's interested in that on an Android TV box. Tethering and portable hotspot if you want to use it as that. Ethernet, not spelled correctly, but here you can basically adjust your IP address, DNS, gateway, whatever. PPPoE and VPN also supported, so basically everything you need to connect it to the internet. Alright, and here device, here we have USB options. Make sure you tick connect to the PC if you want to update it over the computer. If you want to copy stuff onto it, if you want to root it, so make sure that is ticked then, and also USB debugging. Alright, and here we have the display settings. What you can see here is what's quite interesting, it's HDMI mode, and it supports full HD 60 FPS, and in 4K the maximum is only 30 FPS. I cannot choose 4K right now because I'm
Dreamcast and it only supports full HD, but later I will just disconnect that, connect it directly to the 4K monitor, switch to it, and show you that once again, so you can see 4K 30 FPS is supported. Use HDMI 2.0.
Alright, so sound and notification right over here. Then here we have the storage settings. We have here two partitions, so the 16 gigabytes, they're split in two. You end up in a 2 gigabyte partition and 11 gigabyte NAND flash partition, includes the ROM and everything. And yeah, as you can see, two partitions not the best thing, but when you download apps, they get directly into the NAND flash partition, so you really don't have to worry about getting your devices full or whatever. And that is looking good so far. So you have 11 gigabytes of total space here, and yeah, available it was something like 10.1 or something like that. Okay, so this is looking good so far. Then let's go back here. We have the apps running in the background, and the ROM, as I've said before, it's very clean. You can see here apps running in the background, and the system is currently using 850 and apps 140, so you end up with around 1 gig of free RAM if you don't have so many background processes, and that means 50% of the RAM is used by the ROM. Good thing actually. So with that 1 gigabyte of free RAM, I could run all the games, GTA, San Andreas, then also, what did I play? Some racing game, Real Racing 3 or something like that. Was looking really good, and I will later show you the gaming performance in full HD and 4K. We have the screenshot settings. If you're into that, you can basically set a delay or whatever. I'm absolutely not interested in that. Here we have location, so basically that's like GPS but only over your internet connection, so not really accurate. Here security things, so just like on your smartphone without any additional features, swipe, pattern, pin and password. Alright, then here we have accounts, so you can add all your Google accounts here, email accounts, whatever. It also features a full Android language pack. That means different German regions, different English regions, and everything is in here, so you really don't have to worry about the language, but there's some spelling errors. I've checked them out in German, and I mean, it's okay, I can live with that. Android keyboard, Google Voice.
Use everything to control that little TV box, mouse, keyboard, air mouse, gyroscope mouse, mini keyboard. Even the PlayStation 4 controller as 6-axis controller here is working like a charm. You can connect it over the OTG port, or you just use, for instance, Bluetooth when the box is rooted. Alright, backup and reset right over here, date and time, accessibility, blah blah blah, so the usual stuff, but also developer options, which you can unlock when you tap 7 times at build number, and then you get here USB debugging. Alright, so that's everything here in the settings. Once again, the launcher, let me just show you that. You have here a lot of pages, you can basically have all your apps here.
And widgets.
So normal Android launcher, just like you would have a stock Android 5.1 ROM. Okay, at the top here, Android status bar, so here you should see your notifications, just like on your smartphone. Then here we have a brightness slider, which is absolutely, yeah, it's working. Okay, and then here we have Wi-Fi. I'm currently connected to my home network, as you can see. Wi-Fi pretty good, as I've said before, even without external antenna. Bluetooth, it is working, location 2, and cast screen. Now cast screen can be a problem, doesn't work with my Samsung due to HDCP limitations. Tronsmart said it's not a problem of the TV box, blah blah blah, I don't know, but maybe on some devices cast screen is not working, so make sure you check that on Geek Buying. Okay, then let's go to the menu. So here's some crap I've pre-installed. We have here the browser. By default it opens up tronsmart.com, but we all know that can be changed without any issues. Now let me quickly switch off the sound. Alright, so there we go. Then let me open up chinadevices.com, for instance. So you can see websites, they load pretty fast. And if I scroll here, there is no lag. On some TV boxes,
Yes,
but here on the Tronsmart, I have to say this is the smoothest Android experience I had for a long time on those Android TV boxes. Really good. Okay, that was the browser, calculator, calendar, so the usual Android stuff. It also comes with a camera application. It just opens up, force closes, not sure what it is doing. Maybe you can buy some external camera and connect it to the Tronsmart, well, I don't know, or just some from porting the ROM or whatever. Okay, clock right over here, CPU set, so something I've downloaded. By default you get a file explorer, so you can start directly to install APKs, or you just go to the Play Store, which is pre-installed. ES File Explorer, so you can check out the internal memory, you can access the device memory, as you can see. So that's pretty good. Then let me go back here. And Fishing Joy was pre-installed, not sure why that crappy game was on the box. Maybe they could remove it in the next ROM version, absolutely, yeah, no need to be in system app. Then Google settings, Google Plus, Play Store, as you can see, this comes pre-installed. You don't have to mess with the Google application, so everything pre-installed, nothing in Chinese. By default, this box here comes in English. Alright, and now let's come to the main thing. So actually the main software why people are going to buy those Android TV boxes, and this is Kodi. By default you get Kodi 14.2. We all know there are new versions of Kodi, and yeah, you can update, that's absolutely no problem. I think that should run on a TV box, and at the end of this review I will also try to update to the latest version of Kodi. But for now, let me quickly connect the TV box directly to the monitor so we can switch to 4K. I want to show you that. I just want to show you that 4K playback is actually kind of smooth, and on some other TV boxes 4K playback in Kodi is laggy as hell. But here on this TV box I have to say it looks really good. Oh yeah guys, I've now switched to 4K resolution. Then let's have a look at the launcher, and the mouse, it doesn't feel that smooth anymore like in Full HD. It feels a bit spongy, but it's not really laggy, as you can see. The animations in the launcher, well, they seem to be a bit more laggy. There are different launchers, you can tweak that, so play around with the animations to get a better and smoother Android experience. Now let's quickly go to the settings, and here we have display settings. If we scroll down here you can see HDMI mode. I'm currently using 4K 30 FPS. Now the box itself, it supports 4K 60 FPS because it has an HDMI 2.0 output. The only problem is why I can't choose it is because I have a first generation Samsung 4K monitor, and this one only supports HDMI 1.4, and yeah, that's the simple problem why I can't have 60 FPS, but the box itself, it definitely supports it. As you can see, we have here 4K in 30 FPS, and yeah, let's see how it performs during movie playback. So there we go guys, let's have a look at Kodi. And here it is. I've installed the latest version, so this is Kodi 15.0. You can just update it in the Google Play Store, so no need to download the APK from the internet. It's absolutely easy. You just go to the Play Store, you hit the update button, and there you go. Now video playback, I'll have to correct myself. It's kind of laggy in 4K, and you also, if you don't see it maybe, then you hear it because the sound is cutting off. Alright, so I copied all the videos to the internal storage because I wasn't sure it was lagging when I did the playback from the USB drive and from my external hard drive. So first of all I thought somehow the stick is too slow or whatever, but I can show you now the internal SSD, internal SD, so the NAND flash, and here we have download, and in there I just downloaded an Hobbit 4K trailer, GTA 5 trailer, and well, I did various things, Silent Hill, Full HD, I watched all that. We'll just have a look at those no copyright things right now. Then let's have a look at a Full HD trailer here in 4K mode, and if you switch to Full HD this is absolutely smooth, very great experience. But here in 4K with the AAC codec, you will probably see it. Let's skip a little bit forward. You see, it's somehow like stop motion, so there are lags from time to time, and I had this for instance too on another TV box, and the funny thing is that the performance was actually enough, but the ROM Kodi optimization was kind of bad, so it was lagging with some codecs. I just did a test with AAC codecs and some others, and they were all kind of lagging 4K. In Full HD, if you open those big files, I had no problem at all. So I tried it with another monitor, and it was really smooth, so it can handle that. But here in 4K, as you can see, also the Hobbit, it's a little bit laggy. Maybe you don't see it so good right now because of the camera, but you can feel the amount of lag, and you hear it because sometimes the sound is cutting off. Now that's my personal experience. I really tried several things in Kodi, and also different files, so not only 4K files, also Full HD, but it was always kind of laggy, so I just said the Kodi experience is not that good. I tried it from the internal memory, external, home streaming, whatever. Then I tried a different player, like we can go to VLC, it was even worse than Kodi. So the MX player, we can check it out. So here's the Hobbit once again in 4K.
It's actually laggy too, so it's not only a Kodi problem. So it seems that the box here has a bit issues with the 4K playback, at least if connected to my 4K monitor. It doesn't seem to be that laggy, but sometimes from time to time sound is cutting off. There is some slight amount of lag, so I'm not so happy so far with the 4K experience. So 4K movies for me, they turn out to be kind of laggy. I mean, we can also have a quick look at YouTube here, so I can show you how a YouTube movie looks like. Alright guys, so I did just open one of my YouTube movies, and it's the Yumi Iron disassembly video, and we can just skip forward here. You see, for instance, that the maximum quality here in the YouTube app, well, it's an Android problem, it's 720p here, and oh my god, I just fucked up the camera here, but YouTube movies are absolutely not laggy. So if you're into that, if you like Netflix, also with low quality, then you won't have a problem. But if you try to play back huge files, 4K, full HD, in 4K mode here, then it's just laggy for me, and there's nothing I can say or tweak. So actually, that's just my out-of-the-box experience. 4K is laggy. Now, even though movie playback is kinda laggy, the gaming experience in 4K is really good. I'm playing Real Racing 3 with my PlayStation 4 controller, as you can see, and yeah, it's really not laggy, it feels good, it looks good, looks like I would play on a console. Same goes if I play GTA, I can play it in 4K with almost maximum detail, so that's very good. So I'm really not sure why movie playback is lagging in 4K mode, but I think they need to work a bit on the software. It's still very new with Android 5.1.1, but once it's optimized, I'm pretty sure this box can handle it, because you see, the gaming performance is really good, so the GPU does a great job, same goes for the CPU, so the whole chipset is actually kinda nice, good performance. And I can say gaming is a lot of fun, but watching movies in 4K currently isn't. Now here's a quick hardcore gaming test, and we're playing currently GTA in maximum resolution, maximum drawing distance, shadows and all details on, and also 4K. So there we go, let's see how the game looks like. I'm using the PlayStation 4 controller, as you can see, to go around, so feels pretty much like on my PlayStation 2, but in 4K you see it with maximum details, it's a little bit laggy. Now, if you switch to Full HD or you reduce the details to medium, you can play it absolutely smooth. But here you can see we're now reaching the limit, so GTA in 4K with, I mean, also in 4K, this looks like 720p because the textures are so crappy. Yeah, it's really the limit what that box here can do, but the graphics performance of it is really great. They just need to improve the movie playback. So that was the movie and gaming performance. So far so good, just the media performance could definitely be better. Then let's go here to the menu. Yeah, as I've told you, it comes with the Play Store pre-installed. You can download old apps here and it's really fast. I'm now connected to Ethernet, not Wi-Fi anymore, because I wanted to test this too and the speeds. It's super awesome. DHCP is working, so you just connect the cable and there you go, you're connected to the internet. Netflix is working, it's also pre-installed, but well, only low quality because it's an Android TV box. Then let's go to the right, so some other stuff which was pre-installed. Here you can see system update, so when there's an OTA, you should have the system update here in the application, but currently, as I've told you before, the servers are down and it always says checking for updates or your system is currently up to date, like here. Alright, then let's have a look at the benchmarks, because I wanted to show you that too. And first of all, let's have a look at CPU set, so we can have a look at the chipset. It's an ARM Cortex A53, and the maximum clock speed, it's 1.2 GHz. First of all, I thought 1.5 because I did read it about the chipset, but nope, it's 1.2. Then you see all the cores are currently active. Power management pretty good. We have currently 10% load. The GPU, as I've told you, it's the PowerVR, the G6110, and GPU load currently 0%. Here you can see the device, so the total RAM, it's here 2 gigs. Then here the internal storage, and there should be NAND storage too, so you come up to the 16 gigs. Alright, so it's running Android 5.1.1, but the only problem is that it's a 32-bit version. We have here a 64-bit kernel architecture, so actually the whole chipset supports 64 bits, but the Android version here is only 32 bits. So I cannot use, for instance, Antutu 64-bit benchmark, and we'll get a lower score there. Alright, here battery, well, that's not important here, and here we have some temperature sensor somehow somewhere in the device.
device, and it absolutely does not get hot. I'm running the TV box now for 2 days, 24/7, and well, the maximum temperature here was around 30 degrees, so a bit above room temperature, and if you touch the box, it's completely cold actually, just a little bit warm near the connector side. Okay, absolutely no sensors, not needed, and that was CPU set. Then now I would say let's have a quick look, for instance, at an Antutu benchmark, and let's see what this little baby here can score. Now here's the Antutu benchmark result, and as you can see we score something like 34,000, and I did like 10 benchmarks. It did vary between 33,000 and 34,500 or something like that. So the average is 34,000. Alright, then let's have a look at the ranking. So compared to smartphones, it's on the performance level of the LG G3, Google Nexus 5, so something like that. Something interesting is if we have a look at the Android version, then you can see it's 5.1.1 but 32 bits only. So you do not profit from the 64-bit architecture. Actually, it would perform better, and I could also use the Antutu 64-bit benchmark if the ROM would have 64-bit support. But no, it does not. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but they advertise with 64-bit, well, that's like a stronger man who can carry more RAM in his pocket or what the fuck. But honestly, yeah, it's just 32 bits and you have to deal with that. At least currently. Maybe there's an update to 64-bit, but you can see the CPU here supports 64-bit, but well, doesn't matter if the ROM is 32 bits. Alright, so that's regarding the Antutu benchmark. Then now let's switch to Geekbench. Now here's the Geekbench benchmark, and as you can see, single core score 685, multi-core 2527. Not so impressive. For instance, some MediaTek chipsets where the Octa core is clocked a bit higher, they perform way better than this, but for a $100 Android TV box, it's not too bad at all. Once again, Android 5.1.1, 2 gigs of RAM, here once again the scores, and that is looking good so far. Alright guys, that's the Geekbench benchmark, and so far we had a look now at all the benchmarks which are kind of important. Once again, to summarize, the gaming performance, it is great, but they have to work on the ROM, so maybe make it 64 bits, and also definitely improve the movie playback, because for me this just feels laggy. Alright, so actually we had a look at everything here on the Tronsmart R68 TV box, and now let's come to my final conclusion about it. Right, we're now here at the end of this review, and I had a lot of fun testing the Tronsmart Orion R68. All in all, I think it's a great TV box for $100, not too expensive, comes with some good hardware. What I like is that it supports HDMI 2.0, 4K 60 FPS. Unfortunately, my monitor doesn't support that, so it has only an HDMI 1.4 port, so that's why I only got 30 FPS. The gaming performance is very good. You can play all the latest 3D games in Android without a problem. Maybe you have to play around with the details in GTA in 4K, so that's a bit laggy, but full HD, trust me guys, this box can do anything in full HD. 4K, you have seen the movie playback kinda sucks, so it's lagging also if you play from the internal NAND storage. If I play from an external hard drive, there are some lags, it cuts off the audio sometimes. It doesn't matter which player, I tried Kodi, MX Player, VLC, some other big players. There was always some amount of lag, so please Tronsmart improve the media playback function and also bring us a ROM with full 64-bit support. We have great hardware, 64 bits, you advertise with 64 bits everywhere, but the ROM is 32 bits. Now yeah, looking really forward to the 64-bit ROM, also to improved media functions like that you can play back everything without a single lag. I think the hardware can do it, the hardware is great so far what I've seen, but it needs optimization. Now Wi-Fi, I've tested now a bit longer. Wi-Fi for me, it's average. You don't have an external antenna, but for an integrated antenna it performs quite good for me, so I have no problem with Wi-Fi, even though I prefer to use the Ethernet port just because of stability and speed. Alright guys, so that was my review of the Tronsmart Orion R68 for $100, definitely good. What I really liked is that it absolutely does not get hot. It gets a bit warm right over here, but not hot, so the temperature really good, almost no heat dissipation there, and no overheating. It's stable. It just rebooted 2 times now, once it did hang up in Antutu and once during downloading something from the Play Store. So it's stable, reliable, but please Tronsmart, bring us some great ROM updates, and also if it would come pre-rooted,
that would be nice too, because it's not so easy if you have an Android TV box and never done it before. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so you can find it on geekbuying.com. That little baby here retails for 100 or below 100 with some discount, and that's a very good price for this TV box. All in all, I enjoyed testing it. The Droid box will come too. It's the Droid box T8S, so stay tuned. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day, and bye bye. See ya. Whoops.